Hey everybody, it's me again. I just kind of wanted to come in and drop another jewel, something that's been on my mind for most of the day. In my line of work, um, healing, herbal healing, energy healing, and things like that, I run into people of all walks of life, all different backgrounds, and things like that. And, doing what I do for a living, I come into contact with a lot of different things and a lot of different energies of people. But, we've all heard of the law of attraction and things like that and all of these other different universal laws. But the one that we seem to forget the most, or a lot of people don't even know of, is the law of mirrors. I sit back and I observe, like when I'm in social situations, I don't really go out a lot because I'm very protective of my energy and the situations that I put myself in. But when I'm in social situations or just out and about, like at the grocery store, I feel people's energy and I overhear things. And I'm very quiet, despite on here, I, share a lot of things with you guys. But I sit back and observe things, and I observe how people treat other people. And the funny thing to me is that we're humans. However, one thing that we lack is humanity. We lack humanity. The law of mirrors basically is, it's like this. Everybody that you meet is a reflection of you. A lot of people say the people that you hang around are a reflection of you. This is to a certain extent true, but everybody that you come into contact with is a reflection of you. There are three kinds of people, three different types of reflections: where you could be, where you want to be, and where you currently are. So when most of us hang around people that are like us. These are people that are where we are. But what I notice is when people are down, we're so quick to judge these people, like, oh, that person is a crackhead, or, oh, this person is homeless, and, get a job, you loser, and, things like that. But on the flip side of that, when people see somebody that's doing better than them, they may have a bigger house, they may have a nicer car, they may have, money to be able to do things that you necessarily can't. And then this is where the hating comes in, like, this person thinks that they're this and that and that. Understand that all of these people serve a purpose in your life, or you serve a purpose in their life, even if it's for no other reason than to recognize which kind of mirror that you're looking in. So, before you bag on this person because they're a junkie and, they're homeless, or they're doing, these unbalanced things in the throes of their addiction, understand that that can be you. We are all one decision away from being Hitler, Mother Teresa, or Felicia from Friday. And those of you all that watch the movie Friday, we all know who Felicia is, the neighborhood drug addict. But understand that our life is a reflection of the choices that we made. But nobody wakes up, no kid goes to school on career day and is like, I want to be a drug addict when I grow up. It just happens. And unfortunately, it is usually due to a decision that was made on that person's part. However, understand that that could be you too. So before you bag on this drug addict or judge this homeless person, understand that that's where you could be. You're one decision away from being that way, or you could be one decision for somebody else around you making a decision on your behalf. You could be there. Or before you start hating on this person that just was able to go to the dealer and buy that brand new Mercedes, or upgrade their house from a 3-bedroom to a 6-bedroom home, before you start hating on that person, understand that that could be you as well. we have to understand that it's not, it's a complete lack of humanity on our part when we do these things, and because we don't recognize them. So if you didn't know before, now you know that this is something that exists. So what I challenge you to do is to be cognizant of it before you see a person that's down on their luck, or a person that's not doing as well as you, before you like, oh, this old crackhead over here, or this old, she broke, or what, you know. Step back for a second and understand that that person does not want to be in that situation. However, for whatever reason, they are in that situation. And being an astrologer, I read people's charts. Yes, I can see what a person is susceptible to as far as illness and sicknesses and things like that. But understand that that is that person's contract with the universe. I really primarily only use it to see into a person's health, but there are other things in that chart too. But we make these contracts when we decide to leave from source or separate ourselves from God and to come down here and have a human experience. These contracts are all laid out. That could possibly be that person's destiny for that time being, to be addicted to drugs. You don't know what kind of karmic debt this person has to pay off. Maybe not even from something that happened in this lifetime, maybe something that happened 3 or 4 lifetimes ago, because karmic bills don't go away when you die, like your light bill disappears when you die from here, from this plane. Karma never goes away. It stays with you and it carries over and it rolls over. This is part of the reason why we say, you know, terrible things happen to good people. Yes, there are good people and bad things happen to them, but you don't understand or know what kind of karmic debt this person has to pay off, or what path this person has laid out before themselves to walk. You don't know what is in this person's contract. So before you do that, instead of like, oh, this person doesn't have the same thing that I have, they're beneath me, before you let that thought come into your mind, it can come into your mind. It's natural. That's fine. But what I want you to do is be aware of it. And before you have that judgy energy or judgy thoughts come into your head, understand, hey, I don't know what led to this person doing this or this person being this way. However, I understand that it's there, and I understand, dang, that could be me. And maybe you won't be so quick to judge that person. So before you judge that person, you know, the old saying, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. But before you bag on somebody or before you decide to judge somebody, extend your hand. It's easy to judge somebody. It's easy to say negative things about somebody, but are you going to actually do the work to help a person out? Why don't you lift that person up that's beneath you, that you think is beneath you? Or before you hate on that person that has the nicer car or has the bigger house, understand, like, man, this person might have more than me. Same thing goes with them. You don't know what kind of karmic debt they paid off, or what kind of karmic energy that they had in their contract with the universe that they had to sort through. Maybe it was some things that they paid off and they ended up getting rewarded for, how, you know, on the energetic side. But, you know, this person has obviously worked hard for everything that he or she has. So before you, oh, this person thinks that they're this person thinks that they're better. Instead of that, that's easy. That's easy. Let's put in some work. Instead of doing that, why don't you recognize that, okay, I'm being shown this reflection of this person for whatever reason. And why don't you sit back and observe how they move and how they do what they do, and take notes, because maybe you could get there too. Like, if I wanted financial advice, I'm going to ask somebody that has more than me. You know, that person has probably crossed your path in order for you to recognize that that could be you too. So understand that these mirrors exist, and we meet these people every single day. I work with people that have gone through traumatic experiences, people that, you know, have different ethnic backgrounds, different financial backgrounds, different spiritual backgrounds, you know, every possible end of the spectrum. And if you're going to actually be part of the solution, you have to sit back and you have to recognize these things and know that they exist and challenge yourself to understand them, or at least recognize that they're there. You might not understand it because, you know, I have so many different things floating around, so much knowledge and things like that floating around in my head, and the rabbit hole goes very, very deep with me, and I try and share as much as I can, and I try and put my thoughts out in a cohesive way when, you know, sometimes in reality there's 100 million things running through my mind, which isn't always a bad thing, because I have a lot of responsibilities. But, you know, I challenge you to recognize these mirrors. Everybody that you meet, again, they are either where you currently are, where you want to be, or where you could be. Understand that we are all just one decision away from having that $500,000 house and the brand new Mercedes, but we're also one decision away from doing things that we might not be proud of to feed a drug habit. That could be you too. So maybe when you understand that you could be in those shoes, maybe hopefully we can be a little bit more empathetic to our fellow brothers and sisters that are not where we are. You know, whether you feel like this person is, I really hate that to say beneath you, but, you know, a person that's struggling or a person that's doing way better than you, understand that that could be you. And you could very easily slip into those shoes, and those toxic thought patterns that you have, they're not really doing you any good either. Because I'm one of those people, if you're not gonna, you know, if you have something to say about me, something negative about what I do, if you're not gonna be part of the solution, then at the very least, shut the hell up. And that's about as honest as I can get. You know, if you're not gonna be part of the solution, shut up. If you're not gonna recognize that, you know, there are people that have less than you, and you could be that person too, then at least keep that ugliness inside your mouth. Just at the very least, try not to speak on it and create that negative vibration, because at the end of the day, when you do things like that, you're projecting that negativity. So at that moment, you're no better than the very person that you're trying to judge and trying to bag on. So this is my challenge, the mirrors challenge. You don't have to tag anybody or anything like that, but just recognize that the law of mirrors exists. So, you know, just try to check yourself, because like I said, with me, healing is not one-dimensional. It's not just herbs. It's not just Reiki. It's your behavior. It's how you treat other people. It's your thought patterns. It's your humanity. It's your humanity. And that is what we need to get back to, because we have fallen oh so far as a collective. And sometimes it physically hurts to know that humans have lost the very thing that makes us human, which should be our humanity. So that's my challenge for you. Recognize the mirrors and work on your humanity. Work on being good to everybody else, everybody, you know, just work on it. So hopefully we can have less toxicity in the air, less toxic vibes in the air. That would be great. So until next time, love, light, and many blessings to everyone. I love you all, and be good to yourself, be good to everybody else, and look in those mirrors.